opportunity to take Dean Shackelford's tax strategy class, and that's what did it for me. Dean Shackelford just made, the subject of tax so much fun that it convinced me anyway to say, hey, this is what I want to do the next chapter of my life. Well, I was a business undergrad, so I think I'd enjoyed my business courses as an undergrad, and then going into the military. Immediately upon graduation, was commissioned a second lieutenant in the infantry. The infantry stuff was fun, when I was 20, but I kind of knew at 30 and beyond, traveling for long distances on the ground wouldn't be good. So I went to flight school at Fort Rucker. I realized there were a lot of similarities between accounting and being a scout pilot, because in both situations you're receiving, on the military side, you're receiving intelligence. That's the information in, and kind of like a puzzle, you have to figure out what information is good, what information is bad, and then how to apply that, whether it be on the battlefield or how those numbers are telling a story and figuring out that puzzle. Did my first tour as an aviation platoon leader in the Republic of Korea. Then 9/11 happened. I was stationed from Korea to Germany, and then went in with 1st Armored Division into Iraq in 03-04. And then my final operational career was the operations officer for the Combat Aviation Brigade for the 82nd Airborne Division. So at that point, it was 3,500 personnel, a little over 125 aircraft. Leadership is just leadership. It doesn't matter if it's in a government agency or the military or out in corporate America. You're still trying to lead and motivate others to accomplish, your mission. So I think that's a natural progression for a lot of military officers. The flexibility, whether you're in the military or a spouse, both of those, there's not a whole lot of predictability as far as geography goes or where you're going to be living. So it's hard to make a commitment through a traditional route with a university. The online format, you don't have to worry about that as much. I mean, there's people I've attended classes with that have come online from Afghanistan, or Iraq. Pretty much any place you can get a dependable internet connection, you can still do your coursework. On the online format, if you're a person that needs that flexibility for all of the reasons that we talked about, be it geography, or you have a great full-time job that you don't want to give up, this is the program for you. There's no reason to look anywhere else. One of the great strengths of the program is that you get all the benefits that the on-campus students also have. And it's not just the professors, but probably the most important thing is, even though you're in the online program, you're participating alongside your on-campus peers through that recruiting process. And there's no difference. The big four firms and the staff here at UNC do not treat the online students any differently than the on-campus. And so I think I can speak for most military personnel. The big unknown is, hey, am I going to have another source of income, or how do I get that next job? And by going, if accounting is something that they're interested in, the recruiting portion is just a phenomenal way to get there. There's no other MAC program out there right now that comes close to comparing to UNC's program.